So I've gotten questions about solving linear equations with fractions in them. So I'm going to show you guys two ways to go about solving these problems. On the left, right here, the first way I'm going to show you is if you just don't want to deal with the fractions, one of the best ways to do it is just to get rid of them. So if you can see here, you have this term here is 4 over 3 times your variable y, and this term here is 6 over 5 times your variable y. Now, in order to get rid of these two fractions, you have to find a common denominator for them. So what you want to do is say, okay, 3, you have 3 goes up to 6, 9, 12, 15. You just count up by 3's until you reach a number that you can notice is also divisible by 5. Because if you go up by 5's, you go 5, 10, 15. And you see that both these numbers have 15 in common. So, if you were to multiply through this equation by 15, you would get that 4 over 3 y times 15. After you distribute the 15 through the equation, you multiply it by each separate one. So here you can see that the 3 is going to go away, and the 15 will turn into a 5 after you divide it by 3. So therefore, you'll get 20y plus 15 times 5. It's going to give you 75 equals, and then you can do the same strategy for this 15 for this one. You can do 15 times 6 over 5. And you can see that after you divide these two, this will turn into a 3. So that'll give you 18y plus 15 times 7 which is going to give you 105. And then all you do from there is subtract over the 18y on both sides of the equation. Subtract over the 75 on both sides of the equation to make it stay equivalent. And then you end up with 2. These 75's go away. On this equation, on this side, you'll end up with 2y equals 105 minus 75 because these two go away. So therefore, that will give you 30. And then you divide that by 2, and then you get y equals 15. The next way that I'm going to show you is going to be if the fractions have the same denominator. One of the easiest ways is to simply subtract the other fraction onto the other side. So here you can see if you subtract this 1/3 y over here on both sides, these ones will go away. And this will leave you with 4/3 minus 1/3, which will give you 3/3, which is just going to be 1, because 3 over 3 equals 1 times y plus 2 equals negative 4. And then if you subtract this 2 over here, on both sides, you just simply get y equals negative 6. So there are two ways to solve linear equations with fractions in them. You can either get rid of the fractions as I showed over here, or you can simply subtract over the term as I showed over here.